Welcome to Queer Conversations. I'm your host G of Vero TV. We're here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST. Queer Conversations of the queer community, the LGBTQ community. My guest today is Ciatta Thompson. Come on up. I see you come a little closer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to make sure people can see you clearly.
Hi, y'all.
Ciatta Thompson. She's a film producer, also a writer. Want to welcome everybody who's watching. Please share this video. Please like this page, Vero TV, and you have the opportunity to ask Ciatta any questions during this live filming here. And so, Ciatta, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
So, let's talk a little bit about how do you get in, and is our lighting looking okay from you guys there? It looks good. Okay, because from here I can't see as well. So, that light's not on. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So, tell us a little bit how you got involved in doing film.
Well, it's actually pretty funny. It's like 3 years ago, I was with my co-founder, business partner / nephew, Leland, and we were at a family function, and we stuck away basically to go have a drink at a local bar.
Okay.
A few blocks down the street from that event, and we ended up just catching up. I had there was a significant age difference between my sister and I.
Okay.
About like 16 years.
So your nephew's kind of close to your age?
Well, yeah, he's like 26 and I'm 39. So
okay.
Yeah, there'd been like a huge gap of time where we hadn't spoken or really connected. So anyway, it was just us putting our heads together and just talking about what we loved, and films came up and what we liked and what we didn't like, and we just, it was like hours later we had to like, okay, we should do something about this. And then, we put in our heads together and put our money together and started Shattered Wolf Entertainment.
Okay, great. And I know that you, your first film, A Cost of Milk?
The Cost of
Milk. The Cost of Milk was premiered at the film festival in June. We're still in June, earlier this month.
Right, Vero Beach.
Vero Beach.
Yep, the Wine and Film Festival.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was that?
Amazing. It was George Takei was there. It was
wow.
like the sequence in which our film ran was in the same slot where George Takei's short film was in.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, this is awesome. And it really was more affirmation. My guys got to come down from New York, Jermaine and Leland, and they got to we all got to really see that it's not just kind of fun or a good idea, us playing around with cameras. Like, we're really good at it. And
great.
We got to be in the audience while people were watching our short film, which covers police brutality, and got to feel the audience uncomfortable, like discomfort, and it was like the experience of it was amazing, and it was actually a feeling I didn't know I wanted the audience to have.
Wow.
And it was amazing, and it was just like I was so excited to get to be there, and it just was affirmation that we can actually keep doing this and make a living out of it, because we had people who've done commercials, who have done longer projects, feature films, telling us that they really felt some type of way about our stuff.
People were impacted.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Crying, and
wow.
Really wanted to what's next? What are you up to next? So we were all like, everybody just flew out of there on a rocket ship, ready to hit the ground running.
So tell us a little bit about the film. Hey, hold on, sorry, before I just want to greet people. Thank you for joining. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kitty. Thanks, everyone who's watching. I'm here with Ciatta Thompson. She's a film producer, and her film just premiered at the Vero Beach Wine and Film Festival.
You got it.
Got it. She's going to tell us a little bit about the film.
Well, it's set in New York, and it picks up on basically what we keep seeing in the news. Police brutality, police shooting, and we cover a young family with a child, and they're actually preparing to get married, and they're in the process of raising funds. And essentially just a regular day, the guy goes to the store to get milk. You know, runs out, mama's cooking, and
right.
Daddy got to go to the store to get a gallon of milk. Wow. And unfortunately, he runs into some guys that.
I was going to say, make sure you don't tell us the end, but go as much as you can share.
The cop, there's a misunderstanding with he gets misidentified by the police, and unfortunately, what happens with a lot of these cases is
right. I can
so
imagine.
we get to see like what not just the effect on his family, but the effect on people.
Right. Now, are people able to watch the film?
It's on YouTube called The Cost of Milk.
Okay, so you can watch Ciatta's film, The Cost of Milk, on YouTube. That's great. And are you going to be in more film festivals?
Absolutely. We are just like flying out of there. We don't have anything specific yet, but as soon as we will, I'll definitely update you on it.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
But yeah, for sure. Like people are helping us have that happen. So I'm still waiting on confirmation for the entry.
And why do you think, like, what about film, like, calls you to share, like, stories?
I mean, honestly, I remember the first film where I watched it and I was like, I could do that. And it may be too old for the audience, but it was the Blob, like 1950s version. I saw on Fox when I was a kid. And it was like spooky and scary at the same time. It was just something about it that spoke to me. And it was like, I want to do it. Like, I didn't know what that was really, but it was like, I know I want to do that.
Yeah. Is there any particular film producers that you relate to, that like their work that you would like to, like, kind of like, hey, that's a person who inspires me?
I would say Kevin Feige with the Marvel Universe. Like, the guy's done, he's like there the whole step of the way in all the films. And yeah, like, he's like been one of the motivating forces to move that genre of film for the last 10 years. And how to be as successful.
And do you plan to make films like this film? You're black, right?
Last time I checked.
Yeah, right. Me too, coincidentally.
Good,
right?
yeah.
So do you plan to make your films like there will always be films about like the black experience, or do you have ideas? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just curious, like, is that what you see yourself doing?
Absolutely. I mean, we just want to make good stuff, honestly. So it's really whatever speaks to us now. In that facet, like to answer your question, like that one of the projects that we're working on next is about two Hispanic girls in Washington Heights. Best friends.
Heights. It's near where I lived for a long time.
Right. So they're best friends, been best friends for years, and one goes away to college, they come back the summer after, and now they have to figure out how to reconnect, and
that sounds like a great story.
And that's going to be an 8-part series. So so we get to see like their adventures together, a little bit about their past. So it's really exciting, and that's something that we're in the process of fundraising for. We started the GoFundMe for that this weekend.
What's the GoFundMe? I know you gave us a link for. What's the name of that one?
That is called Sancocho. SANCH. I'm gonna kill my COC. Oh God.
I know, Nikki, you have the link, right?
SANCOCHO.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So
appreciate it.
Let me just shout out. We got some people. You see me, G. You don't see Nikki Lopez, who is putting in the link. So big up, Nikki. You got a little glance of David, we're using his apartment. And thanks for helping us with the lighting.
Thank you, Mary.
So that's your friend here. So sounds like a good film. Now, why New York City? Like, did you live in New York City?
I'm a New Yorker by birth. Queens. My dad's from Brooklyn. My mom's from Liberia. They met at a party in New York when she and her friends were in town on vacation in the 70s. Hit it off, fell in love. This is pre-internet, and she flew back, and somehow they like kept it on for a year over the phone, letters, and finally she flew here. They got married, and that's it.
That's wonderful. And then Ciatta.
Yeah, and then poof.
And how did they come up with your name?
My name is like it means I'm free. Don't hold me back, and it's Liberian. My dad
Beautiful name. I love that name. I've never heard it.
Mary Brandenburg said hello, Ciatta.
Yes, hi Mary. She's actually a good friend. She's been with me this whole process. Helped with a ton of stuff with the production of Cost of Milk. Is helping me with the website now for Shadow Wolf and all kinds of ways. So she's brilliant artist herself.
Yeah, thank you for that support. We need that. We need these
Thank you, Mary.
different films, different stories. And I always ask everybody who comes here a little bit about how you identify in terms of being LGBTQ, and if you have any kind of coming out story. And especially because people watch it from all over the world. We're comfortable that lots of people may not be, and some people just want to hear a little bit about So, how do you identify?
Well, I'm lesbian for sure, and if
Me
you
too.
couldn't tell, lean toward more of the masculine side. I guess butch. I mean, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I just know I look great in a suit.
Oh,
and
nice,
I like
right?
it, and it feels good.
Yeah.
And so that's what I go with. And I guess coming out story. It's been an adventure. I went through the whole I'm bi and my late teens, early 20s. But actually the funniest story is I was hanging out. It's I pretty much had come out of the closet, and my family knew, but it wasn't public knowledge. So I was at a strip club with a friend, and I was 21, so I was under 21. So whatever, I shouldn't have been there.
You should have been there.
And so anyway, I was there, and whatever, and we're frequent guests of this
particular
location. So anyway, it was whatever. It was another Saturday night, and apparently one of my mom's coworkers were there and saw me.
Okay.
And so picture the next night when she hears about it, and she starts what are you doing there? And the girls are up there, and they're all grinding out here, freaking out.
Oh man!
And I'm like, don't get mad at me because the girls would push up and dance on me.
Right.
He's all hating on me because of that. So it was a funny story. We can laugh about it now, but she was furious at the time. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mom's friend.
Right?
Yeah.
Ratted me out.
Yeah. That's funny. But overall, your mom is fine. So she's not happy with you in the strip club, but with you being a lesbian, she was okay with that?
I mean, it's taken her years.
Okay.
But she honestly came to the realization that, she could be right, that I'm going to hell or whatever it is, that she would be happy, and she chose to go that route.
Oh, I love it.
So,
Thanks, Mom. That's
right?
That's the way to go. Yeah. So we're going to encourage people to ask questions of Ciatta. Anything you want to know about Ciatta as a film producer. You're also a writer?
Yeah, I am in the middle of writing a story. It's been quite a process, and I have much respect for people who write because I'm finding it challenging, how to keep the story going.
Mm-hmm.
I get the main, idea of it, but that's the back and forth of it. So, those who are writers of any kind, screenwriters, authors, mad love.
Yeah.
So, on that.
Yeah, I write, but I write nonfiction.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, it's a little easier. There's challenges, So I'm writing my memoirs, which is it's my life story. So I know the story,
right.
but it's but how do you share it is still a challenge.
Right.
And
right.
writing it, So I mean, and even if I write something that's supposed to be fiction, it's still based on something
right,
in my world. So I haven't done a full 100%,
right.
thing. So yeah. But there's a lot of groups like Facebook and other places that you can get help. And I actually did a course with, I think it's Gotham Writers. That was actually very, Gotham?
Yeah.
So that was helpful,
awesome.
To help me with the memoir writing and just things because I was just writing to kind of give me a sense of
Sure.
things. So yeah.
I'll be honest, I feel like it's more of a pet project, and I really, at this point, it's something that I will work on, but more in the background. My main focus right now is to produce film. So work with writers, work with directors who are wanting to get their work out. And I've got two that are in the family, literally, and in the family working on their individual projects at this point in time.
Okay, great. Any ideas for LGBTQ film?
I'm open.
You're
if somebody has a great idea and we can talk about it and chop it up and put it on the screen, because there's a world full of ideas.
Yeah, there's so many good stories.
So yeah, everyone's got something interesting to tell, their own point of view, something I never thought about, so I'm wide open.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the story that you're going to share there with the two girls in I know it said Wilton Manors, in Washington,
right.
Washington Heights. I think that's going to be a good one.
Right.
What's your timeline to like get a film done? How long does it take?
This is, since it's a series, we're looking probably like spring of next year, summer of next year.
Oh, right. You said it was a series.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
Yeah.
I like that. So you have time to really develop the characters.
Right.
It's going to be 30 minutes each episode.
They're actually going to be 8-minute shorts.
Wow.
But, yeah, we want to like.
Yeah. Well,
really
times are
nail it.
changing where like our attention span too. Like,
Right.
So each episode is only 8 minutes.
Only 8 minutes.
Will you put it all out? Like I know some like Netflix, they put it all out. You can watch it, or is it going to be?
Yeah, that's the conversation I'm having with the writer Jermaine, and we're debating how to do it. So the distribution way, the format is in process. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I love the idea of just people sitting down, binge watching it.
Yeah.
And interesting thing, actually, that reminds me. Speaking of LGBT, we touch on that a bit in the story as well. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So we cover the bases there. And
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting how it manifests in the story.
Okay. That sounds good. Yes, I lived for a long time, about 10 minutes outside of Washington Heights. And my best friend in New York, her cousin lived in one of the areas there. So I know Washington Heights, nice, interesting culture.
Yeah, I love Washington Heights.
It's like, I remember some places, if you're not going to speak Spanish in the store,
forget about
it. Like, what are you doing here? You know, really rich culture.
Right.
So a lot of kids, my high school is John F. Kennedy High School. So a lot of kids, maybe like 60% came from Washington.
Okay.
So great. So yeah, anybody has questions, please ask questions. We got Ciatta here. She is a filmmaker and has a film that just was shown at the Vero Beach Wine and Film Festival. Let's give Jerusha Stewart a shout out.
Thank you, Jerusha.
Yeah, for including,
thank you.
Yeah, and for including Ciatta, and for congratulations. I heard it went well. I was out of town, so I wasn't able to come, but I heard it went really, really well.
Well, you definitely have to come next year.
Yeah, I'm going to plan to come next year.
Outstanding. Like, a lot of, it was my first film festival, and a lot of filmmakers were there. Very interesting people, really willing to like, here's what worked for me, and just share their story, basically.
Okay, so Rosie from New York asked, do you have a crew in place? Are you looking for new people to work with? And are you open to accepting scripts to possibly be produced?
Absolutely, Rosie from New York. Yes.
Okay, so let's see. There's a couple questions. One, do you have a crew in place, or are you looking for new people?
We're always looking for new people. I've got my core team of Leland and Jermaine, and they're like,
I saw Leland's name on your website there.
Right.
Yeah.
And as far as like crew, we're wide open. We got, like I said, the 2 different projects.
Right. So she does want people, and then are you looking at scripts?
Absolutely. We're actually from the Vero Beach Film Festival. We have a woman we're talking to, and
good.
seeing if we can put together something for her as far as her personal life story.
Okay.
So it's still very rough and very early, but we're open to working with anybody who has an interesting idea. So come on.
Great. How do people get in touch with you?
My phone number 786-376-5489. You can
I saw Nikki with her neck like, what? You gonna race it off like that? Hold on a second. What is it? 786. Hold on.
376 5489.
5489. So that's for people who are interested in film.
Yeah.
Whether it's script or getting on board as a crew member or anything involved in that. Okay, wow, I like this. Mary's got questions from people all over. Anna Claire from KY, I think that's Kentucky. How do we contact you? The question I just asked.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can also, if you want to send me something, you can go to shatteredwolfentertainment.com. That's our website.
Okay.
And there's my contact, there's email, all kinds of ways to reach out if you want to send something.
I'm curious about Shattered Wolf. When I saw it, when people come on, I get your website, I take a look at everything. Why Shattered Wolf?
It's actually kind of funny. It was a cool design my nephew saw, Leland.
Okay.
And it just rang off the tip of his tongue, and it was like, all right, cool.
Okay.
And Mary actually came up, we gave her like a brief description of it, and she created the logo.
Okay, I like it.
We ran with it.
Okay, good. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Nothing deep. It's really
It was just like, hey,
like,
let's go with that.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like, I like it, you like it, let's do it. So
yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, does the wolf have a significance? What was shattered? Was it like,
Right.
So I was going like deep.
Right,
You're like, no,
right.
we liked it.
It's a good name.
Good
Solid name.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and I like the website. Got a good idea of what you guys do.
I also I've been talking about Sancocho, but I also want to touch on, you talked about earlier as far as like the Black experience. The next story that we're also, which is a feature, is
nice.
His Life Mattered. And that covers basically like what happens to a protester or someone who, like what happens to his spirit after a police shooting. So we get to kind of
someone who has passed.
Yeah, due to a police shooting, and so we get to delve a bit into the supernatural on that, but really get to see like the effect on the community, effect on the family.
So that's something you're working on as well.
Yeah, we have the two. Yeah.
Wow,
the two.
I love this.
Yeah.
So
My
you're
guys are
consumed.
cranking it out.
Yeah, that's great. So that's called His Life Mattered.
Yeah.
So how can people help with that?
That's also on GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. Okay.
So Sancocho and His Life Mattered are both up and running on GoFundMe.
Okay. What do you say to people who are always saying, hey, I want to do what you're doing? Like, how do you get started?
Just start a company and make a movie. It really is.
So can you make it with, I'm looking for my cell. My cell is right here.
Right?
Can you make a movie with your phone? Like
Absolutely.
He said you can.
We've all heard the stories, like shows and TV, film are being done on
Right.
iPhones,
Right.
all of it. Like it's not. You get the equipment, all the pieces put together. We even explored that, like whether we would get a real camera or like whether we would get like.
And what did you guys use? What did you guys do?
We ended up working with a Canon.
Okay, Canon.
So yeah, we were fortunate.
I know that's David's camera of choice. So I know Canons for many years. So
Yes.
that's good. So you got a Canon. To shoot it.
Yeah.
And how do you find people like the actors and so on?
We did a short audition, but really it was a passion project. People, given the topic that we were doing, people just jumped into it.
Okay, yeah.
Especially from the neighborhood, they just dived in and they wanted to participate in some way. So we had people volunteer their homes, open up to do shoots there. It was just amazing.
Where did you shoot that film?
In Harlem.
Oh, in Harlem. Shot in Harlem.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
But you're we're in Fort Lauderdale. You're based in Fort Lauderdale,
I live in Fort Lauderdale, and my team lives in New York. So
so you're the only one here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go up to them.
Yeah.
And where are you shooting the next films? In New York?
They're going to be in New York, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we got to get the Washington Heights.
Yeah,
for sure.
You got to get the scenery.
You
Yeah,
can't
it's beautiful.
capture that anywhere else.
You got to get it.
His Life Mattered. I'm not sure, but I would imagine New York as well. We could explore that, but I would think so.
Okay. And you're on set for everything?
I try to be, just to, because I want my director to direct. And it's hard to direct and then manage, whatever else is happening, and there's always something else happening. So I always do my best to be on set. I actually just talked to a filmmaker a few weeks ago who was like his producers were nowhere to be found. So if you need a producer who's going to show up on set,
wow,
here you are.
You're there.
Me right here.
You're
yes,
there.
I will be on set, and I will make the calls, do whatever necessary. So.
Okay. I'm wondering if someone like Spike Lee, is that someone who influenced you or not at all? Or
Obviously,
Yeah.
Obviously, like the richness of film, it's his films. It's all encompassing when it comes to like. It's when it comes to Spike, like obviously there are no words, and then there like you need all the words. It's just he's a powerful director. His vision is like out of this world, and he definitely had a big. It was a big motivation for me. At the time growing up, there weren't a lot of black filmmakers. It
Right.
was him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a child of the 80s, you know,
Right.
so it's like basically him and Robert Townsend and,
maybe John Singleton came
Right.
up around that same time, but
later,
yes, yeah.
and like Keenan Ivory Wayans was like, I'm gonna get you, sucker. So
Yeah.
it was like, you know, it was like a small circle.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a question. What are all the parts?
And I saw that we missed. Someone had a long question that just went sliding by. Mary was saying,
Benjamin, your film seems to be focusing on minority characters. Is this purposeful choice and why? What other types of movies are you interested in producing?
Well, since we've done the one short film, I went with the screenwriter. Like, that was what spoke to him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, living in New York at the time, it really was like, yeah, you know, you just had Eric Garner, you know, like in the last year, the year before, like it choked out. Like, it was happening on a regular basis.
Right.
So it was not something that was like, oh, well, you know, why should we talk about that? And
so something very relevant, like
Precisely.
that's happening in our society right now.
and really, that's what it is. Like, we want to not only touch on what's happening, we also want to create like the next trend or whatever. So we're open to whatever. Honestly, like whatever works, whatever speaks to our soul. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Sancocho because of really the success of like Insecure, where you see like girl growing up and the awkwardness of growing up, you know, and you don't normally get to see black and brown women in that facet unless they're like, you know, going off on somebody, and
Right.
it's not.
I wasn't sure what that meant.
You
So
know,
I know what you mean. Like being like, yeah, I know what you mean.
So, you know, here we get to see like, here's what two Dominican girls are like after high school or after, you know, like, can they, like, is that same glue gonna be able to last into the?
Did they both go to college, or one went and one didn't?
As far as like one goes to college, one stays to work, and just like the different experiences.
Of course, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
We have another question here. With all the parts of filmmaking, why producing? What in particular draws you to that?
well, I like the putting the pieces together, and just really, it's like putting all the pieces together, getting the artists, getting the crew, getting the equipment, being in the audition when we're doing it, being with the editor, like the whole part of it just speaks to me as far as like I just want to be like the conductor of the orchestra.
Like everything's there.
Yeah.
And that's that's the part you like doing all of that.
Yeah.
That's what draws you in.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question. All the questions are great questions. Thank you for all the questions.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. You're watching Queer Conversations, and we're here with Ciatta Thompson, film producer. Any more questions? Please ask us. I'm not sure of our time. Cute. Well, how much time do we have left? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, it's 2 minutes. I have no idea at all. Like, I feel like, I don't know. We just got lost. So we're going to be wrapping up. I'm going to thank Ciatta for joining me today.
Thank you.
And we have several links there. We have the link for her website to learn more about her film producing, and a GoFundMe for people who are interested in helping these films. There's great stories that she's working to produce. One film is about two Dominican girls, a series actually, film series in Washington Heights, which is a Dominican neighborhood, right? In New York City.
Right.
Another one is exploring, I'm seeing if I can do it right, but exploring like the concept of someone after they've passed.
Right.
Around like all this controversy, like in
Police shooting.
Yeah, both really good stories. And we met at Black Women Rise. Shout out to Black Women Rise.
Yeah.
And that was great, right?
Very cool.
Good. So I'm glad that we got that chance to connect. And okay, so I close what I call Queer Conversation closing questions.
Okay.
So I'll start with, what inspires you?
You know, our editor, Steve Way, has muscular dystrophy, and he edited our film with one finger.
Wow.
Little guy. Yeah, his family takes care of his physical needs, but brilliant.
Wow.
He writes himself. For his 25th birthday, he put on a show, flew into actors, It just like this guy, and to be like, I'm tired, you know, or I'm not in the mood. He teaches, he's a motivational speaker. Like this guy, he's writing his autobiography and he's like 26 years old.
Wow.
And the doctors told him he wouldn't live past the age of 10.
Wow.
So
that's inspiring.
kind of like, if Steve could do it.
Right, come on. Look at that.
Like,
Right. Yeah,
you
that's
know,
inspiring.
yeah, it really is.
Well, thank you. What else do I got? What makes you laugh?
The one show I really am finding super funny is called, why can't I remember it? Now I cannot remember the show. Holy shit.
But it's very, very funny.
It's super funny.
Mary,
help me. What's the name of the show?
As soon as this is over, you're going to be like, the name of the show is. That's fine. That's fine. But, so it's a very funny show. And then I had, if you had something else you want to say?
No, go for it.
Okay. What else do I have? Oh,
Schitt's Creek.
Okay, thank you. You came in
Mary.
just in time.
Thank you.
Okay, so Schitt's Creek is very funny. So that show makes you laugh. And then, what's sexy to you?
I was just talking to somebody about this. Feminine women. Love it. I want her so feminine that she's floating on air.
Oh, wow.
Like, not even touching the ground. Just like, oof, just this pours from her. Like, girliness, more girliness. And it's like, yes. Thank you.
Yes, I'm right there with you. I love it. That she's not even touching the ground.
That she's so, like, just the wind is carrying her everywhere. You know?
Woo! I love it. Okay, then our final queer conversation closing question is, what's so great about being a lesbian?
Wow. I mean, I feel like free. Like, you know, I'm not bound by anybody's rules, you know. I'm basically all the things that America hates, black, woman, lesbian, and it's like also great. I'll start out the gate knowing all these odds are against me, but I can do whatever I want. And I get to have fun while I'm doing it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining. Join us every Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST here on Vero GTV. Take care. Bye.